Very active week continues across the Brazos Valley, headlined by the weekend weather, including a very, very big cool down. That's kind of an understatement as well. But before we get there, clouds increase on Tuesday. The rain comes on Wednesday, maybe even an isolated storm, and then Thursday and Friday are the waiting games until that colder air in fact arrives. And it is all fueled by this very persistent low pressure system and very just cold air mass that's centered over the Hudson Bay that has been repeatedly shoveling that colder air mainly across the Midwest and into the Northeast. But growing confidence now that we are going to get a piece of some of that colder air and in more strong of a fashion than what we've seen so far this winter. So for right now, the 60s, that is comparatively very, very nice. And we're going to stay that way all the way through at least Friday afternoon. Some high clouds starting to increase here late Monday afternoon, but again, blue sky for most of the day. High cloud cover comes in tonight, and then here comes that lower level moisture going into Tuesday afternoon. Stray shower a possibility, but Wednesday itself is going to be our next best chance for some widespread light rain and some isolated totals of maybe a ½ inch or more. I think most of us more on the order once again of about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch before we get to the end of the day and maybe even a little bit into Thursday. So there's Wednesday. Again, you're going to want to have your rain gear with you for that, but it is going to be the warmer one. And again, that Arctic air driver, here is that cold air that comes in Friday and especially into Friday night. We've got a cutoff low pressure system that is centered over the Baja on Friday afternoon, Friday evening, right on into the weekend. So that's a moisture and lift supplier for the cold air that will already be in place, and then some additional Gulf moisture that will ride up and over that very dense and cold air mass that is going to be here at the surface. So you put all of those factors together, and that's why Model Data is very excited about finding at least some sort of wintry precip across most of the state of Texas and across a lot of the south and east over the course of the weekend. The best chance for us is going to be for Saturday. Now, there's still plenty of disagreement, and there probably will still be for at least the next 48 hours, maybe even a little bit longer than that. Right now, we are siding with a couple of the warmer scenarios that leaves most of the wintry precip to the north of the Brazos Valley. That being said, especially Saturday afternoon into the evening, we could see a scenario that plays out like this, which could mean some more significant accumulation, especially of sleet and or freezing rain. I think with this particular system that we're looking at, we can almost rule out snow at this point. If we do see wintry precip, it's either going to be freezing rain, so that's rain that falls as liquid and then freezes onto surfaces, or sleet, those little pellets that we see fall to the ground as well. Farther we go into the afternoon on Saturday, the rain chance stays about the same, but temperatures will continue to go down. So that means that the chance for freezing rain especially goes up. By Sunday morning right now, we expect most of the moisture to be out of here, but that's where the really, really cold air sets in. So if all those conditions come together in the right way, we could find some accumulation. The things that we know that Arctic air is going to move in, it's as early as Friday night into Saturday. Precip is expected to go along with that. What will change with the forecast are actual temperatures, especially in terms of highs and lows, how cold we get, and especially how cold we get while we are finding that precip, which then dictates what it is that we find falling out there. So from unlikely to now possible, freezing rain or sleet, certainly a possibility, especially Saturday afternoon into the evening. Travel impacts then become possible just by effect. And we are now more confident that a hard freeze could be coming our way both Saturday and Sunday night. So you put all that together, and Saturday is a first alert weather day. Either way, it's going to be cold, and it is going to very likely now be wet. The question is, will we see additional impacts beyond that? And that's what we're going to be tracking for you as we go throughout the course of this week. Bottom line, we do expect to be drier but still cold as we finish up the weekend and thaw things out headed into next week.